Hi, everybody, and here we are a little bit late. Um,
But what else is new?
exactly. Last week we left it kind of on a cliffhanger, and we're still gonna do that. And now your GM, Devin, say
I'm
hello.
not. I'm not starting on a cliffhanger. That's done.
No, I know. I said we're leaving it that way.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the end of that. So new game. All right. So where you guys are going to start off? You guys are in a city that is called Karok. Karok. It is on the west coast. It's in around where California would be, but it's not called California in this world. Um, I don't have a name for the whole state yet because I didn't think that far out. But if you guys would like to see the city you are in, I can pull that up. So, this is the breakdown of the city you guys are in. This is
Ooh,
Karok
let me
City.
redo the map so everybody on stream can see. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. It's got colors.
Yes. So, Karok City is basically broken down into a few major territories. Those territories are by which gangs, not all of them are actually criminal organizations, but which groups kind of control which districts and goings on in those different cities, or in those different districts of the city. So down in the yellow area down here, this area, and I'm going to blame my cousin for the name because he gave it to me. This area is owned by Donald Drumpf.
Oh, nice. Of course.
He's a billionaire tycoon, owns most of the downtown, high-end district. Um, there's a lot of allegations that he is into some shady stuff, but he's not actually known to be any sort of cape or anything like that. Just one of those rich billionaires that everybody kind of assumes is corrupt. And rumor is that all the crime that goes on in that area of town is secretly controlled by him.
So he's like the
Lots of
kingpin.
bridges.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fisk, basically.
Over in the east, you have all the farmland in the green zone. A lot of the farmland has fallen into a very Scientology esque religion called the consumers. They basically believe in tech and the future so much, they actually believe that it's mankind's job to consume things. Not necessarily just food, but resources. Their houses are huge and lavish and well lit. They eat in excess. They consume knowledge in excess. They just believe that it is mankind's duty to take in as much as humanly possible. And this is actually Karok City is where this religion started, and their leader, brother Sam, actually lives in town. Um, Rumor around town is that that's where a lot of the human trafficking happens out in the farmlands. Lots of people just tend to go missing out in the, and it's huge farms. Because remember, these guys are consumption obsessed out there, a lot of them. So out on these huge farm properties, people just sort of tend to go missing.
Okay.
Interesting.
The purple area, right up here. Purple area is a little more overt. It's owned by a assumed super named Prince Robot. In the center of town is a very, very tall tower. It's an apartment tenement with some shops that are down below on like the first couple floors, but above that, it's about 15 floors of apartments. And at the very top in the penthouse, Prince Robot lives. Lots of shady drug dealing and gang affiliation. No crime happens in the whole district without Prince Robot knowing about it. It is strictly enforced by an army of street thugs that are basically out there. And rumor around town is that some of those people may actually be robots. And the rumor is Prince Robot himself is also a sentient robot.
Okay.
Not a robot formerly known as Prince.
Definitely not that. Up here in the red zone is run by the Lycanreich. The Lycanreich are exactly what they sound like. The Lycanreich are Nazi werewolves, basically. Not all of them are wolves. Most of them don't even change. They're just people who, when their powers manifested, took on mostly canine and feline aspects. A lot of them happen to be white supremacists or converted to that. They actually believe that this is the universe balancing things out and giving the white man these more primal, bestial, forms that they're supposed to have because they are the superior ones. They are the ones who are evolving in the best way possible. The Leichenreich territory runs right up against the Purple Zone. This is probably the most active gang fighting that's happening within the town. The Pink Zone, the gang is not really formally named. It's ran by a woman called Husky. It is pretty much an all-female gang. Most of them are ex-convicts and the like. Just sort of the wash of the town kind of flocks towards the Pink Zone and gangs up. And they're pretty much at constant battle with the Leichenreich for territory. Oh, right. Down in the Orange Zone. The Orange Zone is the bottom of the city for a reason. The river runs down there. It watches all the trash and filth down there, and the people who live down there are kind of the same. The town, that district of town, doesn't officially have its own mayor, but there's sort of a guy who just sort of runs that part of town, as the police don't really go down there a whole lot. It's not a well cared for part of town. It's where all the people who get powers, but those powers come with really severe, most of the time debilitating physical manifestations along with them.
Joker Town.
Basically, yes. These are the people whose powers are marginally useful at best and mostly just physically crippling. It's not a well-liked part of town, and their pseudo-mayor is a guy named Robert Baldwell. He's just kind of the PR guy for that. That's the Orange Zone down towards the bottom.
Oh, the rejects. Gotcha.
Robert what?
Baldwell. The Blue Zone. The Blue Zone is the high-tech side of town. Lots of office buildings, lots of, that's not a wall that's running around that town. It's a high-speed monorail system that runs you through all the major parts of that part of town. That is the most policed part of town. Back a while ago, Karak was actually worse off than it was, believe it or not. There was a group just called Blackball that ran through town, quite murderous, and was on the brink of taking over the entire town when the government finally set a local team of heroes. Think of them like a Justice League equivalent, but once the Justice League expands over just the 7 and becomes a whole planetary united coalition of superheroes, they're the local branch of that. They're just called the Defenders. So your local branch of the Defenders heavily polices the Blue Zone. That is the most locked down. Nothing happens in the Blue Zone unless it's a very high-risk job carried out by very high-end criminals. Just outside on the peripheral of that,
Scion Zone.
it's their Wards program, their Teen Titans, their Young Avengers. It's the ones that they're all training up. They're just called the Young Defenders, in this case, the YD. And they operate on a smaller section of town separated from the rest of the riffraff by the river. And the river actually is pretty large. It's only those bridges. Like you could cross it with a boat, but the river is big enough to actually get some choppy water and knock over a shitty boat, if the weather's bad enough. Yes?
My character is a back alley doctor who doesn't ask questions. Which district do you think he would work in?
Most likely the Orange District, or depending on the kind of work he's doing and the kind of clientele, possibly the Yellow District. There's a lot of money that flows through it. I also should mention really quick, up at the top, the White District is very, very residential. It's not to say that there's not crime out there. It's really gang controlled. It's a little more suburban.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I missed the pink one in the dead center.
The pink one in the dead center, the gang doesn't really have a name as much. They're just a group of women run by a woman named Husky. They're mostly ex-cons and the like who've just sort of banded together to sort of take their chunk out of the city and make their money where they can.
Oh, feminist. Got it.
Kind of.
Wow.
Very Sin City.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Old Town from Sin City.
It is in the center. Okay, so when we begin, you all have actually been called to one of the corners down in Joker Town, one of the old abandoned warehousey buildings right off the dock. There's lots of buildings like this in Old Town, old, run down. Nobody's even really sure who owns it. Nobody cares. Vagrants come here, do drugs, try and forget about how disfigured they are. And you've
We're
all
down
sort
in
of,
there?
huh? Yeah, down
We're
in
down
the
in
Orange
here?
Zone. Yeah. Probably
Okay.
one of the lower
I work
corners of
here.
the Orange Zone down here. Yeah.
Oh.
You've all been summoned. You received an envelope that just had this address, and it looked like nothing until you kind of moved the envelope around a little bit, and what sheened on it was an eye. And if you all, or anybody who has any sort of streetwise or any sort of connections, go ahead and roll me a check with that right now.
Does it
And you
doesn't
all-
matter what the connection is?
No, what is it? It might.
I have a military connection. That's why I'm asking.
The military would know, yeah. The military would be a legitimate one. Go for it.
I did acknowledge. Can I do that?
You did what?
I have eidetic knowledge. Could I use that?
You're a doctor as your main job?
Well, eidetic memory.
Yeah, but like, what's your day job?
Doctor, biotech researcher. I mean,
It's probably
the
not something you can roll, but you probably wouldn't have seen anything. This is
Alright.
more of a hush-hush kind of thing. He
Alright,
has
I
a
mean,
legitimate way of knowing.
eidetic knowledge memory is like you can recall obscure facts.
Sure,
or-
sure. Eduardo, did you have anything? Klops, did you have anything? No? Okay.
I don't have any context now. I can roll an investigation if you want.
Yeah,
That's
same
fine. Eds,
deal.
what'd you get?
I rolled 17.
17? And, Clifton?
I got a 20.
20. Okay. You would both not so much recognize it, but you've heard buzzings of this criminal organization that's sort of in the background of a lot of towns. Something overarching. It's like a myth of supervillain lore, right? It's called the All-Seeing Eye.
I go out in my costume.
And that's probably as much as you would know about it, is this sort of just shows up when you start getting into the deep cuts of the supervillain world. The All-Seeing Eye is a thing.
I see you.
All right?
I arrive in my costume,
Okay.
covertly.
But now do you see me?
Do I?
What?
Nothing. Playing pun on words with the movie he's getting the reference from.
Oh, I have no idea what you're referencing.
Yeah.
Seriously? The all-seeing eye?
Oh,
Seriously?
you're talking
I
about
mean, it's a very cliche
Mystery
name, but
Man?
it's.
you're talking about the
lots of
movie
things.
Now You See Me, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
I
haven't
assumed
seen it
Mystery
in-
Man.
days. Yeah, Mystery Man had an all-seeing eye thing. It's used a lot. It's cliche, but it's meant to be.
Okay.
So I take it you all show up, all in costume, in your
Yes.
villainy wares.
Well,
So-
yeah, I ride a motorcycle. I'm always in my gear.
So as you guys show up and enter the warehouse, back in the far corners of it, standing under a light in a mostly dark warehouse, is a man in a completely black, featureless unitard. The only thing that seems to run around it is out of where his right eye would be, there's a single ripple effect just kind of painted on there. As you approach, he just says, "Gentlemen, have a seat, if you will. I don't know how much my reputation precedes me these days. I would hope very little. I am the All-Seeing Eye. I run a criminal organization, to put it very bluntly. I pay well, I take care of my men. All I ask is for a little bit in return, and what I open up to you is a chance to no longer toil at the dregs of villainy, but actually make a difference in this world. Villainy is a lot of things, but what I don't agree that it is always something evil. Villainy just means that you're working outside of the current regime's set of rules. I don't like the current regime. You can see the state that Karak City is in. There are many cities around the US like it. Sorry, the UA, not the US. Habit. There are many cities around the UA like it. I want to stop that. I believe that controlling the crime is just as important as stopping it. Stopping it can actually even be worse in many cases. I would like you to be my representatives of the All-Seeing Eye in this city. You will be given an allowance, so to speak, for any of the jobs you pull. You can control your territories however you like, though your goal should be to control the whole of Karak City. How do you feel?
Interested.
The rest of you have voices too,
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
I was only speaking for myself.
I know.
Almost sounds too good. What's the catch?
I agree. What's in this for you?
The catch is simple. When I need you to do a job for me, you do it. I pay top dollar, you ask no questions, and you always remember that you serve the all-seeing eye.
I'm used to not asking questions.
I don't
didn't-
even like questions.
Well, then it sounds like we have no reason not to have a deal, gentlemen. Might I outline your first task for me? There is a bank up in the business district to the north of here. This is not an ordinary bank. This bank is owned by a group of villains who were less than generous to the all-seeing eye and left on rather unpleasant terms. They use this bank for laundering lots of money as well as other things. I need it hit, and I need it hit hard. I need that safe all but emptied.
What?
Collateral damage?
As much as you like, the building means nothing for me, but I do not want to see a large head count on this job. You don't need that much attention that quick. If you're going to take this city, it is not going to be by an overwhelming show of force. You don't have the muscle, and you don't have the brains.
Well,
But if you
as
follow
to
my
the
plan,
brains department, I disagree. But as to your other statement, you're right.
Do-
if you
Do-
follow my plans and work well with the jobs that I give you, you'll own this city before you know it.
What about the money? Do you
Do-
want it all, or do you care what happens to it?
That's correct.
The
Do you
money
require?
The money that you keep on this job is yours to keep, plus a little bit more I throw on top. But for every civilian I find that's killed, that's going to cost you. I have to spend cleaners on this to make it look like they were never there. I want this to be as quiet as possible. Their money should be gone. Their building can fall, but I don't want it linked back to you specifically.
Do you have a floor plan layout?
These are things I assume that you can get.
Oh, I can get them. I just was asking if you already readily had them.
I already have that.
What?
I do not.
What kind of assistance will you provide?
For this first one, it's more of a test. I want to see what you can do. Your assistance will come in the form of payment after the fact.
What's our timetable?
And if we fail,
As soon as possible. If you fail, you've never met the all-seeing eye.
are we in danger?
You're always in danger. Duh.
The all-seeing eye doesn't exist.
Hmm.
The what?
What?
Exactly.
I'm only wondering if failure means death.
Well, no. Well, it could mean death. I'd rather die than go to prison, but that's your choice. You could surrender.
I'm more worried about the eye.
As long as the eye doesn't get word, or as long as word never gets out that this was part of the eye, you can keep your life. But know that I have ears everywhere.
I don't like questions.
The
Well?
one bit of information I can give you. The bank manager often drinks at a bar here in Jokertown. He has a thing for fuzzy women. You
Sounds
might be
really
able to
bad.
find some information with the bartender there. He's a friend, so to speak.
He's an acquaintance. Got it. What's his name?
The bartender's name is Lou.
Fuzzy like Harry.
You'll know Lou when you see Lou.
No,
People
no.
don't live in Jokertown for no reason.
His type of women.
I don't know the particulars.
Fair enough.
I'm sure we can gather all the information out. We got what we needed.
Indeed. We will be in touch, gentlemen. Why don't we call this our base of operations for now? When you see my symbol, you come here to meet me. Do what you will with the building. It's one of many assets in this city I own. You have my full permission to see to it as you will.
Yeah, it's looking a little not to my taste. But
Well, you're going to come into a large fortune very soon. Spruce it up as you like.
I think we may have to.
Appearances don't care about me. I don't care about appearances. Only the function. I'm gonna start walking out.
Gentlemen.
I'm going to follow him.
He turns and heads the opposite direction of you guys, kind of just walking into the shadow and seemingly disappearing. Okay, that's where you guys are at. And I should mention, unless you guys have it noted previously, you don't know each other. This isn't like you guys are a standing group of assassins and thieves or whatever. You were all just summoned here. So unless you guys have that worked out previously, there is no need for you guys to share information about yourselves or each other or whatever you guys have. But where you are now is in a building you're all walking out of with the name of a bar. I know I didn't give you the name of the bar, but he gave you the name of a bar. I didn't have time to get all the details down. But the bartender's name is Lou. Lou might know something about the bank manager.
But by the way, did he also give the address of the bank, or did he just state it was a bank in?
No,
He gave you
us
the
an
address of the bank. Yeah, you have the address for it.
I'm gonna start heading to the bar.
Before, as you guys
I-
leave to
Who is everybody again? Just characters and appearances. I'm curious.
So you see, basically a helmet with a mask on. Like I don't have a face like on here or anything. It's just like the eyes are covered, and I'm very clearly wearing like a bulky suit. It looks like almost a motorcycle suit, but it's actually body armor. That's really what it is. But it looks like it's part of a motorcycle guard because I drive a motorcycle everywhere. Like that's my thing. Part of it. You also see a gun on my hip because I have no quorums carrying around my firearm.
Eduardo, go ahead and describe yourself.
My character is wearing what could only be described as long wizard robes. He has pouches at his side, like on his belt, pouches hanging off of there. I'd say less wizard, more medicine man kind of feel to him, and he has just a staff with him.
Edge, go ahead.
and then you'll see someone that's dressed all in black, very, just very blends in with the shadows in the dark. He has a sniper rifle on his back and a pistol on his hip. Both are silenced, and all you see are his eyes, really, which are green.
Okay, Clifton.
A gray hooded sweatshirt, black trousers, and a mask. The mask is just a plain white hockey mask.
Thanks, Casey Jones. Okay, so did you guys all want to head over to the bar?
Sorry.
Nope.
He's also wearing a mechanical looking glove over his left hand, almost like a gauntlet.
I'd actually like to draw Klops's character's attention, everyone, before we go. I'm not sure we should just go. Maybe we figure out who we are and what we do.
I'm just gonna quick draw. Be like, I do lots of things. I talk, and I listen, and I shoot. And I'll holster it again. We're like,
While
I don't particularly care to know
while
exactly
while
what you
he's
do.
doing that, I will use my speed and just completely move out of his line of fire before he finishes his sentence.
Okay.
At least names.
Plasmodius.
Call me the
And if you-
fuzz.
And if you have to find out what I do, you're going to be spending all night on the toilet.
Do you give people laxatives or something?
The
Worse.
So we've got Plasmodius and Senor Fuzz. Okay. Sorry, I missed your name. What's your name?
Hold on a
You
second.
didn't give it.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know if you had.
That is 39. Or 39.
Then Eduardo, your what's your perception?
Perception.
Or sorry, your awareness. My bad.
I have 5 awareness, 9
5?
perception.
Yeah, no, just your. Just roll me a perception. We'll just do opposing.
$28.
You got 37?
Yes.
Yeah, you succeed.
Next thing you know, I slip behind you, put my arm around your neck, and my pistol up against the side of your head. I say, "My name's Umbra, and you'll never know I'm here till you're dead."
Is it really Umbra?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just
That was out of character. That was out of character.
Just to spite him. Okay.
And then I just put the pistol away.
I'll let it happen. That's fine.
I like
You
that
wanted to
asked-
know what we did. That's what I did.
You never gave your own name either.
I know. At this point, at this point, I was gonna give it at the end, but now I'm just like, I'll sidestep it. I'll be the healer.
With no name.
That is my name.
That's fine. I'm just keep heading to the bar.
Well, while you guys have fun at the bar, I'm gonna go scope out the bank.
Good idea.
So 3 of you are going to the bank. 1 of you is going to the bar.
I'll follow Fuzzy to the bar.
Opposite.
Okay.
I'll follow him. I'll go to the bank with Umbra.
Okay.
All right.
Might as
Fuzz,
well split it evenly.
Fuzz,
Yeah.
here's my contact information. Let me know what you find out at the bar.
This is a card or what? What is it? Is it just
Yeah.
you giving me your number?
It's just a number written on a piece of paper.
Will do.
Keeps that around. Okay. Let's do. We'll do bar bank. Okay. You guys head to the bank. It is in the yellow district, but not too far into the yellow district. As far as you can see, it is a nice upper scale bank. You know, nice end of town. A lot of money rolls through it. Really comfortable. Very new.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna go inside?
Is it still open?
Yes. Yeah, it is daytime. It's like 1 or 2.
Okay, well, first things first, I'm going to take the hood off and not look like I'm going to do anything shady.
Plasmodius moves the mask around to the back of his head and adjusts his glove, adding 2 to his fighting attributes and 10 to his agility.
Okay. But he's still wearing the glove?
Yeah.
All right.
Have to.
Are you guys are going in the bank though?
Not at the moment. I'm just looking
Okay.
around. I'm just since it's the middle of the day, I'm not exactly looking to announce myself.
Okay. Clifton, same?
Plasmodius is putting his hands in his pockets.
Okay. Yeah. As you're looking around, you know, it's very much a bank.
All right.
What are you looking for?
The buildings around it. Is there anything noteworthy in the buildings around it?
So the bank actually sits in its own parking lot. So the next buildings are a little bit of a distance away. It's a local fast food chain on one side and a what do you like an H&R Block kind of thing, a taxes kind of place on the other.
Okay. Is there foot traffic right now?
Moderate. It's not like the bank's busiest time of day, but you know there are still some people heading in and out. There's a small line you can see through the door, waiting for tellers.
All right. What about around the buildings nearby? Like, is there foot traffic? Like, is there side alleys or anything like that?
It's not so much an alley because they have their own parking lot. It's kind of a pull through kind of thing. But there are some hedges about waist high, sitting between the other 2 buildings and this.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go like away from the bank itself and just kind of like lean up against one of the other buildings nearby.
The lesser populated would be the tax one. It's not tax
Yeah.
season or anything, so
I
sure.
lean up against that, and then I'm gonna actually pull out my binoculars and kind of take a look at the bank from the outside.
Plasmodius is going to go inside, hands in his pockets. He's going to stand in line, and when he gets to the teller, he's going to ask about opening an account.
Okay, the teller actually points you to the seating section, which is just on the other side of where the line is. There's a couple little tables and like some cubicles set up. And they have you go over there and sign in.
I'm not actually like signing anything. He's just asking questions.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what the teller's going to tell you to do is go have a seat over there, and if you look over, that's what you're going to see.
While sitting down there, he's going to like keep a swivel on and look around, see, try to observe anything of note.
Okay, and you can see him doing all of this. Edge, he's not super stealthy about it.
Should I roll to be stealthy about it?
No, I mean like. I mean, like you're not like moving through the building stealthy. You're walking in and talking to people. He can see you. You're not hiding from anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so from where you're seated in there, if you're seated, mostly what you can see from there is the teller section, and then there's 12 math 4, 8, 12. There's like 20 cubicles around of various specialties and this and that. Some have people at them, some don't. Bankers typing away on computers, kind of thing. But from sitting at that table, that's about what you can see.
Okay.
Edge, from where you are on that side, you can kind of see through the front doors that he walked through. And looking straight in towards the back, mostly what you can see is, again, that line. And then if you're looking straight in, you can kind of see where like their back room, break room kind of entrances. And then there's a hallway that leads off to the left next to where the tellers are. So it almost looks like a double door system that they would have to walk through to get back into that teller's room.
Okay, how about the cameras on the outside of the building?
There is a camera above the front door itself. And then roll me perception for anything else. Clifton, if you want to roll perception while you're in there, just to see if you can spot anything.
25.
25. From where you're at, you can see that camera, the two cameras above the ATMs. And then with your binoculars looking in, you can see there's a camera above each teller station that's looking down, and it looks like there's a camera above that double door system.
Okay.
Clifton, where you are, you
17.
could... 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, from where you are, then you could pretty much spot all the ones in front of the tellers, but your vision would sort of be blocked. There is a camera, one of those orb ones that's just kind of rotating around, looking over the whole of that cubicle area, but it's less heavily looked at. There's less money being exchanged at those tables over there.
So, question. I'm going to now look at the street level. Is there like a manhole or any type of sewer entrance nearby?
There's a manhole, but you're not sure if it would actually lead into this building any more than any other, manhole would. It doesn't look like the kind of building that has any sort of waterway access. Unless you want to like blow a hole through the bathroom, which it probably has.
That's a possibility. That's kind of why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, it would have the typical drainage hole in the bathroom. It might take some doing to blow a hole in it, and you definitely don't think you could do it quietly in an area like this, but it could be done.
Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna take a walk around the block, like look on the back side of the bank and see what I see on the backside looking at the bank.
So around the backside, you do see there's an employee entrance back that way. That one also has a camera system on it and a bit beefier of a door. Not quite like an armor reinforced door, but instead of like a nice glass door, it's more of a metal door with a beefy lock on it and a card swipe system that you can come in and out of it with.
Got it. Is this a 24-hour bank, or do they close on regular bank hours?
They do close at regular bank hours.
Okay. I'm assuming it's a larger bank branch. kind of like what you'd find in the city, multiple levels, or is it more
No,
on
this
the
is a
smaller-
one-story building. One
Okay.
story.
Okay. With a potential basement.
Possibly. Not that you can tell from here, but yeah, they might have something underneath.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and walk into the bank.
All right. Have you had a place to unload your sniper rifle and pistol?
Yeah, I have pockets in my cycle compartments to break down. I broke
Ah,
the
okay.
rifle and pistol and everything's all locked up in my motorcycle.
Cool.
So they're not on me.
You can head inside. As you walk in, off to your right, you see Plasmodius sitting down at the tables, sort of just looking around. There's, smattering of people sitting at different desks talking about different things. In front of you, well, I guess I can give you to the map here if you're both going to be inside. There's your map. I'm not going to bother putting tokens. It's pretty free movement right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless you go somewhere bad. So what that yellow bit in the middle, those are just the ropes. I did them in yellow so you knew you could
Okay.
move through them, walk them over if you needed to. So the yellow's the ropes. That big square, that's right through the front door. This is the front door right down here.
Yep.
That big square is like just the big table that everybody can stand around, sign checks, get different envelopes. It's a much more elaborate system here because, again, this is an alternate history and an alternate Earth. It's a little more tech-oriented. It's mostly done on different types of cards. Combining them all onto one card is what it looks like you can do here, or taking paper checks and getting one of those little cards in return.
Gotcha.
There's 5 or 6 people in line, various ages and stuff. And there's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tellers that are working out of 7 possible slots in that teller thing.
Now, is there a greeter or someone to welcome you into the bank?
No.
Okay. So they're not like Wells Fargo. Got it.
I don't
Well-
see any yellow.
It's very hard to see.
It's very.
It might be a little light, yeah. I might recolor it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this is where the tellers are here?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Tellers are off to the left over here. Clifton is sitting over here. Those circles are the tables that you would be, you're at either one of them. And then all the little plus marks, those are all the cubicles that are around there. Each corner would basically have a desk in it for a various reasons. Some people talking about stocks, some people talking about new counts, some people talking about retirements and 401ks. And if you're coming through these doors, as you look back here, this would be that more office-y break room. And that's, from looking outside, you remember that's got to be where the employee entrance is with the key cards. It enters through the other side of that door. And then up here is that double door locking system right here next to where the tellers are.
Gotcha.
I get up, exit the cubicles, and look around for the restroom. Do I see it immediately?
You do not actually.
Okay. He's going to go over to the edge of the employee, break room, and he's going to knock on the side of the door frame.
Somebody from this cubicle right over here kind of stands up and looks over and she goes, "Oh, did you need to use the bathroom?"
Yeah, could you point me in the right direction?
She comes over and she goes, "Well, do you have an open account? It's only so the guest bathroom isn't as accessible. They try and keep it for account holders only."
Yeah, I was hoping to open an account later, but gotta go.
She goes, "Oh, sure thing." And she pops the door open for you. There, add another wall in here. I didn't add a wall to it, but the bathroom is back here. There's tables, little, break tables, cupboards, a microwave, and that employee entrance door along the back wall. And then, she points you over to the bathroom that's over in the corner.
Okay. Not going to do anything suspicious, just looking around as I go, trying to remember things.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go up to a teller then as soon as one's available and ask what would be the process of wanting to open a safety deposit box.
For the safety deposit boxes, you're going to have to talk to one of our bank managers. If you take a seat and sign in, they can take a look at things with you.
Okay. So I'll sit down and follow protocol, sign my name in.
Okay. At that, let's switch it over to the bar for a little bit. All right, you guys head in. It's a pretty typical Jokertown bar, little rundown. There's kind of a dancey show happening up front. Not quite a strip thing, more burlesque-y, but the style of burlesque isn't quite the same here as you're used to.
Are we actually calling it Jokertown?
That's what I'm going to call it because I don't have a better name. Reject City, Dump Town. I don't know. I like Joker Town. It works. Yeah. That's where you're at. It's midday, so for a normal bar, this would be considered a lot of people. For a Joker Town bar, this is pretty average. A lot of sad, weird, twisted, disgusting-looking people sitting around a bar trying to pretend like they don't look like they do. And you see all kinds. People with patches of skin missing so bad it's down to bone, and it just looks like it's like that all the time. Fuzzy animal people, lizard people, people with big tumors growing off of different parts of their faces. Over in the corner, there's a guy who nose literally is running. Thick globs of mucus just constantly leaking from his nose in what seems to be a fairly never-ending stream.
New Hope Cantina scene.
Pretty much.
That was what first came to mind.
Never has there been such a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
That's right. That's blaster on hand. So the bartender.
As you approach the bar, you're pretty sure this is Lou. Lou is a guy who very unfortunately resembles the devil. Red skin, pointed beard, horns coming out of the front of his face. Suit and tie looking motherfucker.
I like him. I'm gonna go have a seat at the bar. Hopefully you're not around other patrons.
As you have a seat, Lou looks at you and, not the usual sort that comes in here. How are you, sir? What can I get you to drink?
Shot of whiskey.
Well,
Fine.
Sure.
my character is gonna actually. I'm gonna approach and put my back to the bar, just watch everything else, and just say, "None for me."
Fair enough. He turns around, pours you some whiskey, some company you've never heard of. It smells more like rubbing alcohol than it does like whiskey.
That's fine. I'm also going to ask about some information. So
it's
I said
clear kind of whiskey.
Ooh, the good kind. That's the kind I use to clean my feet. So I'm like, so I heard we have a friend in common.
We do.
Told me that we have another mutual acquaintance. What's the bank manager's name?
You should have wrote it down.
He didn't give you the bank manager's name.
He works at a bank not too far from here.
Ah, I see. A friend with the special vision, if you will.
You can call it that. A bit of twinkling in his eye.
Of the ocular persuasion.
Yes. Well,
the kind of vision.
The bank manager who you ask about does come in here quite often. Just about every other night. He likes one of the regulars here, Becky. Poor girl has a tail of a squirrel.
Interesting.
That's not even the worst part ever.
Got teeth too.
Interesting.
I'm leaning back on the bar, and would he happen to have a sustainable debt to your establishment?
No sort of debt that he has here. His tab comes pretty paid up. Might owe Becky a favor or two for the things he's asked her to do. You should hear the stories. No, but what I can tell you is he does come here straight from work. Everything is on him, if you will, briefcase and all.
That is useful.
And does he enjoy the acquaintance of Miss Becky every night?
About every other night. It's not like clockwork or anything, but more nights than not he's in here.
This Becky girl, is she around, or?
Oh, Becky's always around. She's one of the house ladies. If you like, I could have her brought up to the front.
Yeah, sure.
Wait.
He turns around and rings a bell behind him 3 times.
I feel like
he's very quick on that.
I feel like there might be a better place to discuss this, and not in front of everyone. Mr.
Okay.
Fuzz.
Sure. Is there a more quiet room?
There's the private room, but that does cost time to spend in there.
How much are we talking?
The rates you'll have to work out with Becky. I just sell the drinks and call the girls.
Perhaps a more secluded table?
Yeah, and there's some booths that are unoccupied. They're still around everybody, but it's more private than just at the bar. As you guys are looking around, Becky actually comes out and yes, very. It's a squirrel girl, and in not really a flattering, sexy kind of way. It's a squirrel girl.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Becky.
He's like
would you mind
Lola
joining
Bunny.
us at a table so we can talk for a moment.
That sort of service normally costs.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
19.
But if you have the cash, she starts to follow you over.
We're gonna sit down at a secluded kind of booth.
Okay.
So I hear, and I'll pull out a couple of money, or like $40 something, put on the table. I hear that a certain acquaintance, he's a bank manager, comes in here all the time.
That'd be Lou.
Lou? Oh,
Like
okay.
the bartender?
Spelled differently, but yes.
All right. I was wondering if maybe you can procure, I'll pull out another 40, a key card from him, or maybe keys, or whatever he might kind of have.
I'm not really much of a pickpocket or a thief. Girl has a reputation to keep,
That's true. That's true.
How about you don't take anything, but you make sure you keep him busy for quite some time.
Well, that was gonna happen either way.
How often does he come, and how long does he stay?
Well, it's not on any sort of schedule, but I think he'll probably be around tonight.
All right. Do you know what time roughly?
Oh, he always comes right after the bank closes. He's here right about 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
And how long does he enjoy your company, my dear? On
Well,
average.
he enjoys it the whole time.
Quite
So
clever.
kind of. I think what my friend means is, how long does he stay usually?
Well, most folk pay by the hour.
So just the 1 hour?
It depends.
Does he get a special half-hour rate?
No, nobody gets any sort of deal. That's not how this works.
If we were to arrange for him to stay a couple extra hours, say on us, do you think you could keep him around?
Absolutely. It's my job.
Then we may need to call on your services.
Well, I don't really see what's in this for me so far.
Cash?
You'll be getting paid twice.
How much cash?
What are your standard rates?
I can make my standard rates with a lot less danger.
There's no danger. He just stays longer.
Roll persuasion. Not you, Klops. You're not saying it.
But I can aid though, right?
Let him roll it.
So I can't aid.
You have aids.
That may be so.
Touche, sir.
14.
14?
Mhm.
No, she seems still really hesitant. It's again, she has a reputation to keep around here. She's not really feeling it.
So I have money.
How much money, wizard robes?
Senor Faz. Calm down. I'll slip her $100.
So that's her rate per hour. That's basically what you already just promised her. So as you pull out the 100, she goes,
That's
"Yeah, the offer isn't any better
hold
once
on,
I
hold
see it."
hold on. No, I was just gonna say, this is just for you to reconsider.
Roll persuasion again.
Hmm. Ow. Nah, not better.
What is it?
It's 8.
8? Yeah, at this point, she just kind of slides your 100 back to you and goes, I don't know about this whole deal, guys. I have a reputation to keep. He's not even one of the freaks that comes in here. At least he's something to look at.
Um. Okay. I can be kind of a dick.
I was thinking about that too.
I'm gonna. What's on the table?
Condiments, candle, napkins.
All right. I'm gonna.
Shove the candle up her nose.
Um. I'm gonna put my hand on the candle while looking her in the eyes and basically make the candle disintegrate.
Okay.
And just say we can try other methods. I figured offering you money was the best way.
At this point, she just sort of raises her hand, and two large guys from the front start to walk down. One of them literally looks like an elephant man. He has his trunk tucked into his front pocket, and the other one's just a really buff-looking human, normal as far as you can tell. And they start marching their way down.
Um. Hmm.
So wait, you disintegrated the candle?
I disintegrated the candle.
These guys take their candles seriously.
Interesting.
It's more about scaring the girl.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna try the Riddick trick, you should really do something far more intimidating than disintegrating a candle.
Well, I was trying to do it without getting people into trouble and really hurting the poor girl. It was meant to intimidate, not to force. Um,
He didn't even roll an intimidation check.
he didn't give me a chance.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Um, oh, there's so many things I can do, but I don't want to start a ruckus or a fight.
I'm gonna look at the healer. Be like, well, you got their attention.
I have to check one thing.
Look, Becky, I'm sorry that my friend is getting a little upset. We do not mean to cause you any harm or danger. Is there another way that maybe we can work this out? I'm gonna roll persuasion.
Okay.
26.
26. Says, well, look, I just don't want to get in any sort of trouble. I have clientele. I have a reputation to uphold. The bar has a reputation.
Right, and we're not trying to bring down any ill reputation between you or the bar or anything. That's not our purpose here.
And at about this time, the two bouncers kind of walk up and, he giving you a problem here, Becky? Do you guys want to interject at all before she says yes?
Oh, no problem here. Just talking.
Nada.
I'll roll persuasion, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
That'd be 24.
Yeah, they look over to Becky and she just kind of nods and they turn around and start heading back.
So, like I was saying, I don't wish to cause you any, or I should say we, because it's more than me now, any ill or anything. We simply want to keep a man busy. Maybe get access to the bank.
I don't need to know what you're doing. I don't want to know any sort of plans. I can keep him busy for you, but I want triple my rate.
Triple your weight. All right.
Oh, ¿es todo? Ah, sure. Not the problem.
Oh, you speak English.
That's 300 an hour, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of caught that. I'm not
Making
even...
sure they did.
Sure. I'm by no means a poor man, though I'm not a rich man. I'm assuming that if we got called into this, we've done some other stuff. Have some cash at least, right?
I mean, if you took any points in it, otherwise you're just a
I
paid thief. Who doesn't take
I'm
the
independently wealthy.
Okay, good.
I took points in it. That's why $300 an hour is doable.
All right, cool. Looks like we already said yes, so we'll just be like,
Okay. So go for that much. I can keep him busy and see if maybe I can get him to forget his briefcase at the table.
oh,
It won't give you as much time with the case, but if it's here at the table, you'll have as long as I can distract him before he comes back for it.
sounds good to me.
I could really use the money.
Sure. And we're all in agreement.
10 o'clock. And as she says that, she starts to stand up and, head away from you guys.
Okay.
All right. Bank side. Gentlemen, what are you doing?
Waiting to talk to the bank manager about a safety deposit box.
Did I find anything interesting on the way to the bathroom?
As far as like item wise, no. You get a good look at the security system they have in place. With your memory, you could probably recite like a model of it, or
Right. Yeah, part of
keypad,
what
stuff.
I'm trying to do is like recall the layout. So
Yeah, sure. And you're getting a good idea of the rooms you've been in so far. So if you're sitting and waiting, it's not the manager who's going to come to you, but one of the guys from these cubicles comes out and, sir, I hear you're interested in a safety deposit box.
I might be, yes. I was at, and I'm going to assume that they have a competitor bank that they compete with.
They're like a local city bank kind of thing. So yeah, they compete with any of like the major branches that are around.
I'll just name one of the major branches and be like, I originally was looking at one of their safety deposit systems, but I tend to prefer to favor the little man and the smaller, like up and coming. So I was just in the neighborhood and thought I'd stop by and see what kind of facilities you offer for safety deposit.
Well, sir, I can tell you that our safe is top of the line. We just had a new one put in last year, and oh boy, this thing is every kind of proof. They had a bunch of tinkers from the Defenders work on this model specifically for banks. So it's the best protection your money can buy in this city.
Is it now?
Oh yes, absolutely, sir.
I worry that my valuables may be at risk. Is there by chance that I could take a look and see the layout?
Oh, sir, no. Only people who currently have a safety deposit box can go in there. But if you come back to my desk, we can have a look at our brochure. It details all the points of security we have and, all the protections and guarantees that you're promised.
Okay. I'm willing to hear it out.
All right, he starts walking back over his desk and, starts pulling out paperwork and brochures and things for you to look at. And it's pretty typical bank jargon, just talking about all the different protections and insurances they have, the model they use. And although it's not super specific as to the tech in it, they're giving you like the model of the safe they use and the names of the various heroes who've worked on it and who've rated it.
Okay.
It's very bank brochure-y.
Interesting. And what are your rates for a safety deposit box?
I don't know what a safety deposit box actually runs for. That's what I'm looking at. I don't know what a realistic number to put on this is. He gives you a realistic number for it. Because I've never had a safety deposit box. I have no idea how much that costs a person.
Interesting. That's fair. That's fair.
Between $15 and $25 a year.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
How much?
$15 to $25 a year.
I expected them to be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say $100, but apparently that was totally unreasonable.
I think I will go with if it is only the 15 to 20. That's fair.
But that'll be depending on the size of box you get, sir.
It is.
All the protection is the same.
Sure. I don't need a large one. Just a small box to store some papers and private documents, if you will. Just something small. But yeah, I would very much be interested in possibly getting a box if it's not too much trouble.
Oh, excellent. And he starts going through and pulling out all the different paperwork that you have to fill out. 2 forms of identification. At this bank, they're also going to need a blood sample for a finger prick, and that's your entry into your safety deposit box is the pinprick blood sample.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, wow. I wonder how that would work with Plasmodius. Oh.
I love how he's laughing over there. All right. Well, I'll continue filling out the forms using my my real identity, and I give a pinprick and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Takes your blood sample. Starts running through, working out the paperwork on his end. Typing stuff into the system. It's going to take a few minutes. Clifton, by the time all this is happening, realistically, she's going to be checking on you in a bathroom if you didn't come out by now.
Oh yeah, he just went in there, just sort of loitered for a couple minutes, then came back out, and when he got back to the cubicles, he sort of knocked on the nearest office and said, "Is this going to take much longer?"
Office or one of the cubicles by you, because there are offices over towards that door that you went through to go to the bathrooms.
I'm in. He goes back to the waiting area, and sort of knocks on the nearest sort of person working in the cubicle area.
So yeah, the nearest one to you, she leans over and she goes, "Oh, were you looking to invest some money?"
I was looking to open a savings account.
Oh, this is investments on this side. Savings accounts is right over there. I couldn't speak to how long they're going to take. But if your name's on the list, they'll call you whenever you're up.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, I've got things to do, so I'll come back another day.
All right.
And he leaves.
All right. How long does it take to get a safety deposit box? I honestly have no idea how all this works.
You have to make an appointment, find out what their availability is, and depending on the size, if they even have it available, you might be on a wait list if you're looking for a certain size.
Okay, so that's why do you need one?
Also, bank people on forums are beaches and they don't answer questions.
So yeah, he has your blood sample and he's like, okay, just as soon as we run everything through the system, we have the crime database. Have to make sure you're not the mastermind in disguise or something, Once we run your blood and make sure everything's on the up and up, we can go ahead and get you your keys sent over to your house and you'll be all set.
And about how long does this take?
Oh, usually the process only takes about a week or so.
Okay, well, it was a little longer than I was expecting, but it's a smaller branch. What can you expect? All right, thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful day, Mr. What's your alias last name?
It's actually on my sheet, but it's Finley.
Finley. I don't have your guys' sheets up.
If your first name's Chuck, I'm gonna swing at you.
Chuck Finley.
No, it's
Mr. Finley.
Okay.
If it's not Flatley, then you're not the Lord of the Dance. Yeah, so there you go.
Thought about going Chuck, but I figured someone would get mad if I did.
So you have your Okay, back to the bar. What are you guys doing after she walks away?
My character's name is Chuck Ruffenbach.
Of course it is.
No, it isn't.
I'm gonna
now.
text. What's your character's name? Edge.
Umbra.
Oh, Umbra. I'm gonna next Umbra. Whatever. That's a fucking weird name.
It's a fuck you too. What's his face?
I know what it is. But like my character would be like, that's weird. It's a weird name.
As you're texting him, you see Lou behind the bar kind of waving and trying to flag you guys down.
I'll go over to Lou.
Yes, our mutual friend has contacted me yet again. It seems there's a man who may be of some service. How do you say, thug for hire type of man. He may have some information on the. Oh hell, he knows about the damn safe that was put into the bank last year.
Ah, okay. Sure. Who is this man and where may I meet him?
He slides you an envelope with his contact information, but do be careful, sir. He's not the most sane person.
That just makes it more fun. Then I'll take the envelope and start to walk out and text.
Alright.
And actually, it's not a nod at what you think it is, but yes, it conveniently worked out that way.
I never said it was a nod. I said it was a fuck you.
It wasn't a fuck you either, actually, but that works too.
Wasn't I one fuck you?
Hey, the fuzz.
Yes, Wizard Robes.
I think our best option is going to be to copy everything in the briefcase while he is getting his busy on.
And do you have a copy machine that copies things?
Well, I have a phone and I have a computer. I'm sure I can rig up some sort of card scanner if he has his security card or some other device with him.
I mean, sure, you got that kind of tech. I'm carrying all the tech I have on me right now.
Tech is easy to find.
Mine's a little more special than that.
But it doesn't matter. I use magic.
And then I'll proceed to put my hands up and go, jazz fingers. Jazz fingers.
Jazz hands.
I look at him like he's stupid.
I've never seen magic, so I don't know. I don't believe in magic. You gonna pull a rabbit out of your ass?
No, but if you're volunteering, I could pull one out of yours.
Kinky. Well, still, I think we should relay the information to Umbra.
Sure.
And
You text him that you have a girl who's willing to help you try and get the key card.
I think we should follow up on this contact lead. I also let Umbra know that we're going to go follow up on this contact lead.
Plasmodius
Text me the address.
Plasmodius is waiting at a coffee shop nearby that he arranged earlier with Umbra that they would meet at afterward.
Sure.
Retcon.
Yeah.
Huh.
You want me to spend a hero point? That's what they're for.
It's fine.
So from the layout, it looks like there's.
From the layout, it looks like there's dogs.
by the sounds of
Everywhere.
it.
Sheet.
From the layout, I picked up cameras scattered throughout. Looks like both entrances are covered. The employee entrance is heavier. Now, mind you, I'm talking quietly to him. I'm not making this loud and announced. I guess I should state that to begin with. Do I need to stealth roll it?
No, I mean, you guys are in a coffee shop. Nobody's really paying attention to you.
They're all busy writing on their scripts.
That's right.
Plasmodius has already written out a partial floor map on a napkin.
And I got some information on the safe and the model of what the safe is. So I'm probably more than likely pulling up on my phone, looking it up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what you're finding, it's developed by super geniuses and superheroes alike, but less the fighty type, more the make money off all the cool super gadgets they can make type. Approved by a bunch of them. A bunch of the well-known break-in and escape type heroes have little seals of approval all over it and things. It's supposed to be a fairly tight vault. The way this one works, it's keycard and fingerprint entry to undo the first door, and then inside there's a special kind of gate made of a plasma bar, is what they're calling it. And to deactivate that gate is a separate keycard and a retinal scan.
Well, that's going to make things a lot harder. Unless we are going to take an eyeball.
Or a head. Just take a whole head.
I'd rather not get blood on my hands.
It's either that or we take the chances that I can get enough explosives to blow a hole in the side of the bank.
Well, that's why we're going to do this contact.
What happens if we just cut the power?
I may be able to handle the retinal scan.
Interesting.
Do go on.
Scan, and there was a thumbprint scan.
I might actually be able to do both of those things. Possibly. I'm going to need a sample.
Well, that's easy.
No, I mean a sample from someone who would actually be allowed in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
la chica, ¿eh? Oh.
I'm just going to look at you and go, blood, fluid.
Oh wait, I thought we were all at a coffee shop.
Any
No,
of them.
just those two are.
Those two
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said we all met up at a coffee shop that we had prearranged with the other two.
Just him and Umbra have.
Oh, my bad.
That
We're heading
was the
towards the
idea.
contact info.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we move from there to the bar or wherever you guys set up when you called him.
Well, no, when I got the text, I'd say that they're saying that there's a new meeting point for some information about the safe. We'd be better off to go take ride over and take a look, see what's going on. Because I have a motorcycle, so.
All right.
I'm going to ask Wizard Robes if he needs a ride. Or are you going to fly there?
Fly, run, take bus. Doesn't matter. I'll be there.
All right.
I'm gonna
ride
hop
off.
I'm gonna hop on my bike and just look at him and go, "You want the bitch seat?"
May as well.
It's adorable.
May as well. My bus card is expired.
All right, where are you guys meeting up at?
Where you sent us.
Okay, to that original warehouse. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no, to that contact info that you sent us for the guy that.
Oh, you guys are all meeting up at the mercenary.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a thug for hire.
So you guys show up. It's again in Jokertown. It's an old, beat-up apartment building, and you guys are just given an apartment number 2C.
I'm just gonna kind of say, why don't I take a quick look first and see if we have any surprises waiting for us?
Sure.
So,
I'm going to proceed to start walking anyway.
Plasmodius is also going to stealthily start recouturing the area.
so the rifle stayed behind, but I grabbed the pistol, and the pistol's on me,
Okay.
and I'm stealthing in.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth. Are you going just into the building or into his apartment?
I'm gonna go into the building and then go up. I'm gonna make my way through the building and up to his door. And if it's obviously probably gonna be locked, I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
Okay.
I'm gonna send him the text. Just says he's twitchy. Watch out.
Doing the
that's-
same thing.
I was just going to walk in there. I'm still walking in there, regardless of whether. I said okay, but I'm still walking in there. Like,
Okay. You guys can go ahead and roll your stealth though if you'd like.
they can take stairs. I'll take the elevator.
What'd you get?
That's
37.
checking my skill mod here.
Does this place have a fire escape?
Yes, it does.
Can I?
It's rickety as fuck.
Hmm.
We're just gonna float.
Hmm.
You just gonna? I thought you were just gonna float.
33.
33. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both can. You guys start making it through, and you're not really being noticed. You're kind of using the distraction of the sight that is the fuzz walking through the door as your way to kind of just slip through behind him without anybody noticing that you guys are there. And after you guys are inside the door, you can make your way past him pretty easily, again, without really being noticed too well. There's not a lot of people hanging around. You know, there's like a couple of muty folk grabbing their mail, and
I'm just gonna
some
roll an
kids playing
intimidation
upstairs.
as I'm walking. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna roll for intimidation.
Just like a general one. Yeah, go for it.
16.
16. Yeah, I mean you're putting off enough of an intimidating presence that most people are just kind of trying not to make eye contact.
Do I notice any unusual security precautions in place as we're coming up through the public areas?
No, as you're coming up through here, this is a run down shithole.
I'm gonna be behind the fuzz and just be like, "He looked tough, huh?"
All right. As you guys start to make your way up the stairs, you guys get to what did I say? It was 3C. You guys get up to the door of 3C.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Nice.
No answer.
I'm gonna.
Hello.
Nothing.
I'm just gonna tap the fuzz at this point on the shoulder. I'm gonna go. Can I try before you kick the fucking door in, you barbarian?
I put my foot down.
You're supposed to say dirtbag, not barbarian.
Sure.
Oh wait, I got you backwards. Sorry.
I'm gonna pick her and be like, "Hey, you want money?"
You know, I see why I hired this guy. He's just a wealth of money. We're gonna need that.
Very Lex Luthor.
It was in robes. We need all lattes, all of us. The whitest bitch lattes you can get.
So I'm gonna try to pick the lock on the door.
Okay.
Wow, 29.
29. Yeah, you can unlock the door, no problem.
And
Check
what
for
was your actu-
traps.
What did you actually roll there?
I rolled a 15.
Okay, just curious.
So I'm gonna look at you and I go, door's open if you want in.
Stealthing in.
I will just kick the door in.
I'm staying in the hallway.
Yeah, as you kick the door in, go ahead and roll me.
Before, as he goes to kick the door in, mind you, I moved away from the door. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I got you. He's the one who's standing in the range of the
I
door.
did say to check for traps.
Go ahead and roll me a dodge, Klops.
Okay.
Or sorry, what is your dodge?
My dodge?
Yeah.
Just skip the it's 8.
No, I mean if I'm trying to hit you, it's 8.
Yeah, it's 8 by itself.
18. So
18
total.
is what it is.
Oh, okay.
You're being attacked. God damn
Okay,
it.
18.
You were being attacked. Whore.
Whatever.
I would have checked, but he wanted to be a dick, so by all means.
I know.
You
So-
said go ahead and open the door.
As you kick in the door, you manage to kick it just right that the shotgun that's on the other side of it actually points upwards as it fires, and it takes a chunk out of the ceiling above you.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gonna come.
now he's lost the deposit. He has even more reason to look for a job.
I'm just gonna look at you and go, you really are not subtle, are you?
I know someone that can fix that.
If you spell subtly with giant flaming letters, then yes. I'm gonna keep walking inside.
You dumb motherfucker.
He's so tough.
All right. As you kick in the door, taking a look in there now, it definitely looks like this is just the guy's apartment. And if you thought the rest of this building was a shithole, oh my god, the smell. The smell is what hits you first. Then the sight actually makes it feels like your eyes can also smell it, and it stinks. It's that bad.
At this moment, you'll notice, or at this moment, I put my gas mask on. And into the room.
Plasmodius shifts all of his abilities towards boosting his stamina.
All
His
right.
stamina is now 14.
Sure. Yeah, it's just this place is filthy. It's disgusting. Rotting food sort of all over, dishes piled up. The garbage doesn't look like he's ever bothered to take it out. Holes, cigarette burns all over the couch and the carpet. There's a bong sitting on the table. It's not even vertical anymore though, and there's no water in it.
Wow. It's the apartment that you shared with Marcus.
Yes, it is.
At this point, I'm just gonna look at the fuzz and go, "Damn, this is how our kitchen possible."
I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you through that bitch mask.
But looking around, you guys don't immediately see anybody in the. So as you come in, the kitchen is immediately off to your left. It's dark in there. The lights aren't on, but the smell's so bad it's almost visual coming from in there. And straight ahead of you is the living room.
I'm gonna turn on my night vision, which is more just a mode. My glasses.
Okay. Yeah. You're not seeing anything else, but you do have a clearer picture of the filth that's in here.
I'm gonna run in there really quick. Do a quick investigation. I'm looking for signs of, the most recent food. See when the last time he was here.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception or investigation?
That
21.
21. There is a cigarette still burning. Just not even in an ashtray. It's just on the coffee table.
Okay. And then I'm gonna make my way back out to the door and be like, I think he's still here somewhere. And I'm not going in there.
As you were looking around in the living room, there is a hallway. Like you couldn't see it from looking in from the front door, but once you walk in, off to the left, so it would go kitchen, wall, rest of the living room. Off to the left is a small hallway.
He probably went that way.
Do we have a name for this guy?
Sal.
Like a pig?
Sal with an L.
Sal. Are you here, buddy?
It was funnier if it was Sal.
We heard you might have some info for us. I'm gonna start walking down the hallway.
Shh! Don't be so loud.
As I'm walking.
So yeah, down the hallway, you have a door straight ahead and a door off to the right.
Your walking sounds a lot like you're knocking.
He walks with his fists.
I do, constantly.
I know that feeling.
I just look back at Umbra. Be like, I'm signaling to you watch this door. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go to the door on the right. I'm gonna go to the door on the right.
Okay. That door is locked.
I kind of just want to shout, Sal, we heard you like money.
Can if you like.
I will kick in the door.
Go ahead and just roll me a straight up strength check.
Straight up strength, that's 9. I rolled low.
Yeah. With a 9, you kick the door enough to thud, and you kind of crack the frame a bit, but the door hasn't actually opened.
I'm gonna do it again.
All right.
Swung.
By the way, I'm ready action with the pistol drawn on the other.
12.
For sure. Okay, yeah. With the 12, the door finally gives way. And as the door kind of splinters and shatters all the way around and you're looking in, there's a guy not really wearing pants, just a, white beater shirt, passed out on the toilet, who's suddenly waking up, cigarette half hanging out of his, we'll call it a mouth. The guy's skin is kind of pasty and slimy. Almost it looks like if you gave it a quick brush, it would just come falling off. He's a little overweight, and his face is just kind of this mush of lumps and junk. And he wakes up and he goes, why are you in my room?
Sal?
Yes?
We heard you might have some information for us.
Who are you?
I'm the Fuzz.
I don't know what that means.
It's Droopy.
I heard you worked on a safe.
I work on lots of safes.
God. Look. What's the bank name?
I'm just gonna walk up and hand him the brochure that I was given from the bank. That safe.
Oh, yeah. This is a tough one to crack. You're going to need a top team to get in on this one.
Ta-da! We're here.
Well, if you know how to crack the safe, what do you need me for?
Well, no. I'm saying your crack team is here.
I don't follow.
He wants you to crack the safe.
You have
Oh.
some way.
I can crack the safe. I can do that, but it's going to cost you. And it's not a quick process. These things are really beefy.
How much we talking?
For a job like this is going to run you about $20,000. But I can do it. It'll take me just under about an hour. Quickest in town is the best you're going to find.
How much just to spoof the key cards?
These key cards aren't as easy as you think. They have a little bit of radium inside of it, and the radium has been hard-coded. You can only get them from the Defenders.
Oh, fuck.
So our better bet is just to,
Completely bypass the system altogether.
or we just go at night while he's preoccupied. An hour's not that long.
Night might not be your best option. You see, the safe isn't just a standalone unit. It's got a whole security system to it. Every night, the whole bank basically seals hermetically. Any sort of air breach will fill it with containment foam.
Well, that's good to know.
Wait. Out of game. Containment foam, like in Mobile Suit, where like the bubbles come out and they seal the fucking
Containment
holes?
foam is something you guys would be familiar with. It's something that was developed by the new police force that was put in place once the Defenders came into power. The Defenders realized that, there was still crime that could be handled by non-caped individuals. So they started developing better non-lethal weapons. One of them was containment foam. It's basically a liquid blaster on a tank that they can spray down, and the stuff super expands and becomes incredibly dense. And sort of the more you push on it, the harder it gets. It's really good for locking down people with superpowers, whether they be speedsters, heatsters. It's just very resistant, and it's very good at just locking them down and keeping them in place until somebody can come by with the agent to clear it up and house them.
Kind of like in The Incredibles.
I would
Sort of.
I was kind of, the first thing that came to mind was the Demolition Man, the safety foam
For the car, yeah. All right, and actually,
A little bit more
we're
like that.
we're right about that time, guys.
Yes, we are.
Fun times.
And maybe next time we rob a bank. Woo!
That's where we're getting.
And maybe next time we'll have another player. Woo!
Yay.
All right.
Maybe.
All right. Thanks for those people that stopped by. TK, love you long time. And for some of the
$1.
lurkers as well. Have a good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.